Hello students, this is here again Dr. Sabita Misra, Assistant Professor in Botany for another lecture in genetics. In the last class, we have discussed about in the last class we have discussed about the Mendelism, and also we have discussed about the chromosomal theory of inheritance, and in this particular class we will discuss the next chapter, that is the linkage and crossing over. So, why linkage? Why should we consider linkage, and what is the meaning of linkage? Because you know, linkage is the word derived from link. Link means the connection or the joining. And what is linked here? So, since it is the genetics class, obviously we are discussing about genes. So, here genes are connected or they are linked. And why should we say that the genes are linked? Because you see, for example, in our human beings, this is one chromosome. I have taken one example, and we have 46 number of chromosomes in our cell, and these are in 23 pairs. Only within these 46 number of chromosomes, what you see, the number of genes is 20,000 to 25,000. So, this means that one chromosome contains many genes. That you can say that many genes they are present together in one chromosome. So, that is why the term comes linkage. So, because the organism genes are far more than number than the chromosomes, that implies that the chromosomes contains many genes. That is why the linkage word comes. And why should we consider linkage? Because you know, in Mendel's experiment, what we have discussed, that during gamete formation, the genes they separate, or the alleles they separate. If they separate, then what is about the linkage? But after Mendel's discovery, many scientists they worked on different plants and animals and studied their inheritance, and what they found, that those process of different plants and animals, they do not obey Mendel's law, and they deviate from the Mendel's ratio, that is 9:3:3:1. So, why they deviate? This deviation is due to the fact that there is no lack of, or there is no independent assortment, or there is lack of independent assortment. Those pairs of genes, they are not inherited independently or separately, they are inherit together. So, in that way you can say that the genes are coupled. Coupled means linked. Coupled means linked. The genes are coupled or linked together in a chromosome. That is why they also inherit together. Clear? So, these are called as the linked genes. Those genes which are present together and inherit together, they are known as linked genes, and these linked genes they always deviate from Mendel's law. They do not obey the Mendel's pattern of inheritance. They always deviate because they belong to one chromosome. In one chromosome they present, all the genes are present, and during inheritance also they are inherited together. Then definition wise, what is linkage? Linkage is the phenomenon of staying together of certain genes and inherit together. So, the genes they stay together and they are also stay together during their inheritance, and through generation after generation without any change or without any separation, because they are being together, they present together, that is why they also inherit together. And this linkage you say is nothing but just like friendship, you know, just like you are having friends. If you are having friendship with one friend, very strong friendship, then wherever you go, you will go together, is not it? You do not go separate. Just like that, here genes are there present together and they inherit also together. They always inherit together, they do not separate, which deviate the Mendel's law. Mendel's law says that when different characters or genes they inherit, they separate during the gamete formation, but this says that they do not separate. So, linkage is nothing, just like it is just the friendship between the genes, and it is an exception to Mendelian inheritance, because it do not follow the Mendel's pattern of inheritance. And who first discovered this particular phenomenon? Actually, Bateson and Punnett, they first discovered this phenomenon of linkage, but they found it in another word that is known as coupling and repulsion. Those we will discuss later words. And this word linkage or the term linkage was first proposed by T.H. Morgan. Remember, T.H. Morgan is known as the father of experimental genetics, just like Mendel is known as the father of genetics. He worked on Drosophila, the fruit fly. He did many work on linkage and crossing over. And in 1911, Morgan and Castle, they proposed the chromosome theory of linkage. So, we will discuss what is chromosome theory of linkage. This particular theory says that the genes occur, the linked genes occur in the same chromosomes. The genes which are present together in a chromosome, they are known as linked genes. In other words, you can say linked genes occur in the same chromosome. And all these linked genes, they lie in a linear fashion on the chromosome, lie in a linear sequence, and there is always a tendency to maintain the parental combination of genes of these linked genes. They always maintain the parental combination because they are staying together and they inherit together. That's why they always have a tendency to maintain the parental combinations. They do not separate, so the new combinations they do not appear, except for occasional crossovers, that is crossing over. Crossing over we will discuss later. If there is no crossing over, then always these genes, they stay together and inherit together. And the linkage strength or the strength of the linkage depends upon the distance between the two genes. If the distance between the two genes is more, then the linkage is less, and if distance is less, then linkage is more. Just like your friends, if you are staying together very close to each other house, then you will have a strong bond, and if you present or if you reside in a very distant manner, then you will see the friendship will be less friendship. Just like that, if genes are present together very closely together, with a very small distance, there will the bondage or the linkage will be more, and when they are placed in large distance, their linkage is less. So now you know what is linked genes, what are the unlinked genes. Linked genes are those genes which are present on the same chromosome. Similarly, unlinked means those present on the different chromosome. Not it. So since these linked genes, they are linked, so they do not show independent assortment, because I have already told you that these genes, they are inherited together also. That's why since they inherit together, so they do not show independent assortment. Whereas the unlinked genes, they show inherited independently, and the linked genes produce only parental type of progeny, because they do not separate during the gamete formation. That's why they form only parental type of progeny or offspring. Whereas the unlinked genes, they produce two parental and two recombinant. Just like you remember this dihybrid cross, we found where we taken seed shape and seed color, we found two parental types, two types which are resemble, one male parent resemble and another resemble female parent, and two recombinants or two new combination types. So due to this separation, since they inherit independently, so these unlinked genes, they produce two parental and two recombinant type. And here in linked genes, they show dihybrid ratio of 3:1. See, we always remember dihybrid ratio is 9:3:1. This is the case of unlinked genes, but linked genes, they show a dihybrid ratio of 3:1. So this is, this is a ratio of monohybrid cross. So what does it mean? It means that all these genes which are present together, if you consider two genes, if they present together, they inherit together. They inherit as if they become one. That's why they show the ratio of monohybrid cross. But this is a dihybrid ratio. Here dihybrid ratio becomes 3:1. Here it is 9:3:3:1. And again, in linked genes they show a test cross ratio of 1:1. Here they show a normal test cross ratio, that is 1:1:1:1:1. Here 4:1, because these 4 types are there, 2 parental and 2 recombinant. Here only 2 types, that is 2 parents, so 2 types, that is why 1:1. So what is this test cross? Remember, this test cross word I will be using very often during my discussion, so you should know what is test cross. So to make you remember that what is a test cross? A test cross is a cross between a hybrid plant and its double recessive parent, that is known as a test cross. From test cross, why it is called test? Because you are testing something, you are examining or testing something. By testing or by doing a test cross, you can know the genotype of the F2 plants. So there is a normal test cross ratio is always 1:1:1:1:1. Normal means those genes which obey the Mendel's pattern of inheritance. That those I am telling as normal, because those genes which show independently assortment, which are unlinked, they actually obey the Mendel's law and they show a hybrid ratio of 9:3:1, and the test cross ratio is 1:1:1:1. So if any inheritance show a test cross ratio different than this, then obviously they are showing some other type of inheritance. So in linked genes you find a test cross ratio of 1:1. So this is one example I have taken. This is the normal test cross we have already discussed in Mendelism, and it is 1:1:1. See, so these are the gametes of F1 plant, hybrid plant, and when they are crossed with the double recessive parent, that is the wrinkled green, they show 4 different types of plants or combinations. These 2 are, the first one yellow round and the last one green wrinkled. These 2 they are the parental types, and the middle 2 they were the new combinants, and they show in the ratio of 1:1:1:1, almost similar. So 1:1:1:1. This is a test cross ratio which governs this, which obeys this Mendel's inheritance. Whereas this is an example of linked genes, where you see this is the parent with capital AB, both dominant genes, here both recessive genes. This is the F1 hybrid having both dominant and recessive together, since it is a hybrid, and this particular plant it will produce only 2 types of gametes. Here you see 4 types of gametes are formed, but here only 2 types of gametes will be formed. One is having AB, capital A, capital B, another is having small a, small b. Why this happens? Because these capital A and capital B, they are linked genes. Similarly, the small a and small b, they are also linked genes. That is why they will they only form 2 types of gametes only. Since they form 2 types of gametes only, so they will form 2 types of individuals in the ratio of dihybrid ratio is 3:1, and the test cross ratio becomes 1:1. Clear? Because why 1:1? Because one type, both are parental types, so 1:1, same. Is that clear? The difference between linked and non-linked genes. Then what is a linkage group? All these genes, they are present together in one chromosome, they form a linkage group. So in that sense, if we say in our human being cell, if there are 46 number of chromosomes, are we having 46 linkage groups? No, we are not having 46, we are having 23 linkage groups, because the linkage group, it is the equal to the haploid number of chromosome or the number of chromosome pair in an organism. Why so? Because you see these chromosomes, they are present in 2 sets, 46 chromosome, but because they are present in 2 sets, that is 23 number each set, that is why, and all are present in a pair, that is called homologous pair, and the chromosomes of homologous pair, they are having the similar alleles and present at the same loci. So they constitute the same linkage group. So you consider linkage group for a homologous pair, there is one linkage group. In that way, you will find in case of human beings, it is 23 number of linkage groups. Just like pea plants, there are 14 chromosomes, that means 7 pairs, so 7 linkage group like this. Maize 10 and Drosophila 4. So, linkage groups means all the genes present on one chromosome, that is called a linkage group, and the size of the linkage group it depends upon the size of the chromosome. If chromosome size is more, then linkage group is also more. So, let us discuss about the discovery of linkage and crossing over. What I have told you, Bateson and Ponnet in 1906 they discovered this phenomenon, but they discover it with some other phenomenon called as coupling and repulsion. So, how they describe it or how they explain this? Actually, they did an experiment taking this blue flower long pollen and red flower round pollen with these genotypes. See, these are the two parents with these genotypes, and the gametes will be having this capital B L. Similarly, here small b and L. So, the F1 hybrid becomes blue long because these are dominant characters. So, and this F1 blue long with genotype capital B, capital L, small l, when they are test crossed with double recessive parent means the small b and small l. So, they will produce this type of phenotypes, 4 types of phenotypes with blue long, blue round, red long, red round, in a ratio of 7:1:1:7. It is not 9:3:3:1, it is a different ratio, you see. And what he found, that this blue long 7, red round also 7. That means these two parental types, blue long, red round, these are showing more proportion, and this new combination blue with round and red with long shows small proportion. So, 7:1:1:7. So, what is this? What is this type of inheritance? So, Bateson and Ponnet they explain it like this, that there is a tendency of these dominant genes or alleles to remain together. Since capital B and capital L, they have a tendency to remain together, so they inherit together. That is why they are showing more proportion. Similarly, it is also true for recessive. Since these small b and small l, they also have a tendency to inherit together. That is why they are showing more in proportion. Clear? So, that is why they are showing 7:1:1:7. And this tendency to remain together, he termed it as gametic coupling or coupling phase. Another part of it is repulsion. For repulsion, what he did, he took these dominant and recessive genes in different parent. You see, in this particular cross, the blue flowers, blue is a dominant color, round pollen, this round is a recessive character. Similarly, another parent, that is red flower, red is recessive, where long pollen is a dominant character. So, both those dominant characters or genes from different parent. Similarly, both these recessive character also in different parent. So, what they found, the F1 plant will be the same as before, like they are all blue and long, is showing dominant character, and a test cross is made with the double recessive parent. Then what the result comes, that the ratio is something different, like 1:7:7:1 instead of 1:1:1:1. It is 1:7:7:1. So, how this happens? Because you see, why these blue flowers with long pollen, it shows less proportion. Similarly, blue with round more in proportion, because blue round and red long, these are parental combinations. That is why you see parental combinations like blue round and red long, they are in more proportion, and these are the new combination for this particular cross. That is why they show smaller proportion. Clear? And here he defined them, the Bateson and Ponnet explain it like this, that since these dominant genes they are present in separate, so they inherit separate also. That is why they show this type of ratio. Similarly, since the recessive allele are present in different parents, they inherit together, they inherit separately. That is why the ratio comes like this. And this particular phenomenon is called repulsion. Repulsion means the tendency to remain separate, and coupling means the tendency to remain together. So, the coupling and repulsion, they both these phenomenon, Morgan considered that these two phenomena are, they are not different actually, they are the same phenomenon of a particular two aspects of a particular phenomenon, that is called linkage. Because you see in all these cases what happens, linkage happens, because linkage means where the genes present together they also inherit together. So, in the previous slide we have seen the parent combination was blue long red round, that is why blue long and red round with more proportion 7 and 7. But in this cross the parental combination is blue round red long, that is why blue round and red long, these two are in higher proportion than these new combinations. So, when the genes present together they inherit together, that is why these are more proportion. When they are present separately they inherit separately. Clear? Is that clear? So, coupling and repulsion are nothing but two different aspects of the same phenomenon, that is linkage. So, linkage was first proposed by Bateson and Pollard like this. Then what are the types of linkage? Now we know what is linkage. We know there are two types of linkage, complete and incomplete. Actually this type of classification is based upon the presence of crossing over or not. If crossing over is not there, then it is complete linkage. If crossing over is there, then linkage is not complete. So, we will discuss that in detail. First, complete linkage. What is complete linkage? Since genes located on the same chromosome do not separate and inherit together over generations due to lack of independent assortment. Genes located on the same chromosome do not separate and inherit together over generations due to lack of crossing over. This is known as complete linkage. Since crossing over, if that is absent, then the chromosome do not separate and inherit together over generations. Clear? And this is called complete linkage. The genes which are present together, they are linked together and they inherit together. Clear? But what happened, this complete linkage is very rare, but it was reported, the example was reported by Morgan. What is that example? Morgan found that in Drosophila the genes for grey body color and black and long wings, these are dominant characters, and black body color and vestigial wings, they are recessive character. So, these are the phenotypes, G for grey and long for capital L, capital L for long, similarly small g for black and small l for vestigial wings, wings of the Drosophila, the fruit fly, and he made a cross between them. So, the F1 becomes grey and long with this genotype, because grey and long both are dominant characters. See, and when he made a test cross with this double recessive parent small gl and small gl, what he found that only two types of offsprings are formed. Half of them 50% are grey long and 50% black vestigial. Means again these two parental times they come, but there is no recombinations. If there is independent assortment, then what would have happened? Then you may found grey with vestigial and black with long, but this is not the case. Only two parental cases come since they are completely linked. Only two types of gametes are formed, that is capital G capital L and small g small l. Since these two allele present together, so they inherit together also, they do not separate. Similarly, since small g and small l are present together, so they also inherit together. That is why we found only two types of offsprings, not more than that, and all these two types are parental types. So, the ratio becomes 1:1. The test cross ratio should be 1:1:1:1, but here it is only 1:1, because only two types are seen and in equal proportion. That is why the ratio becomes 1:1. Clear? So, this happened because the genes are linked and there is no change in the original arrangement of genes due to absence of crossing over. Since crossing over is not there, there is no exchange of genes. So, genes they inherit as such, that is why they show this type of ratio, that is 1:1, the complete linkage. But you see, complete linkage is very rare in nature, and incomplete linkage is very natural. What is incomplete linkage? Genes present in the same chromosome have a tendency to separate. They also have a tendency to separate due to crossing over. There is another phenomenon of crossing over by which linked genes can also separate and hence produce recombinant progeny. If they will separate by any means, then they will produce recombinant progeny and besides their parental type, and this is known as complete linkage. In complete linkage, only parental type will found, but in incomplete linkage, in addition to parental type, we also found recombinant type because there is separation of genes due to crossing over. So, due to crossing over, incomplete linkage happens. Clear? And this number of recombinant individuals usually less than the number of expected independent assortment. Clear? But there is separation no doubt due to crossing over, but it will not show the ratio of 9:3:3:1. It will show some other ratio, and where you find more number of parental types. One example will take in incomplete dominance, that is again in the same Drosophila, Morgan found that there is a red-eyed normal winged, eye red and wing is normal, both are dominant characters represented by the genes P and V. P for red color and V for this normal wing. Here small p for purple color and small v for vestigial wing. Clear? And they made a cross. The cross F1 generation comes to red eyed and normal wing because both these are dominant characters. Then again test cross is made to study the linkage by the F1 hybrid, that is capital B, capital P small capital V and small v with a double recessive parent, that is small p and small p. So, this particular parent will produce 4 types of gametes. Clear? Due to crossing over, and this will produce only one type because only 2 alleles are present. Here all these 4 types of alleles are present, and due to crossing over they will separate. So, they will produce 4 types of gametes, and when they will combine, this combines with this, you see all these combinations will become the red eyed normal winged, which is one parental type. Similarly, purple eyed vestigial wing, another parental type, both will come in a ratio 9 and 8, and these recombinants red with vestigial and purple with normal, they will come in 1:1 proportion. So, ultimately the ratio comes as 9:1:1:8 instead of 1:1:1:1. This is the test cross ratio of genes which are independently assorted, but a different ratio comes, that is 9:1:1:8. Clear? So, this explains that there is linkage of genes, no doubt, because more parental types have come, but in addition to parental types, although they are more in number, a small number of recombinant types also come, and their percentage is about 9.7%. The parental types red and normal, purple with vestigial, they are about 90%, no doubt, because they are linked genes, but a small amount of recombinants also occur, that is 9.7% due to this crossing over phenomenon. Clear? So, this is an example of incomplete linkage, because if it was a complete linkage, then the ratio would have been 1:1. Only 2 types of offspring would have seen, but here 4 types are seen, that too a small percentage are recombinants because crossing over is there. Is that clear? What is the linkage strength? Strength of the linkage. The linkage strength, it is dependent upon the distance between the linked genes, how close they are present to each other. If the distance is less, so that is why they become very close, that means the linkage is more or linkage strength is more, and if the distance between them is more, then linkage strength is less. Just like your friendship between you and your friend, if they are present together, if you are staying together very close to each other, then the bond will be more and will become friendship will be more. So here friendship is the linkage strength. If there is distance is less, then strength is more, and distance is more, then less is the linkage. Clear? But one thing I should tell you here, that in case of Mendel's experiment, there are 3 pairs of characters: pod shape, flower position and stem length. These are present in the same chromosome number, that is 4, chromosome number 4, but they do not show linkage. Why they didn't show linkage? Because Mendel was fortunate, because these genes were they are present very far apart from each other. That's why they do not link. Although they are present in the same chromosome number 4, but they show separation due to this distance, because they are present very far apart from each other. That's why they do not show much linkage. So that's why they inherit independently, and this was very fortunate for Mendel. In this way, Mendel was very fortunate. Otherwise, the ratio would have been different. So we have discussed linkage phenomenon, and what is the significance of linkage actually? Linkage maintains the varietal characters and retained over generation. Since here characters are linked or genes are linked, so they are inherited together. So linkage process or linkage phenomenon, it maintain the different characters in a particular variety, and it is highly useful again for maintaining these good characters in a newly developed variety. But linkage is a headache for plant breeders, because if plant breeders they actually want to make together many different genes, so that one particular variety would contain many good genes, but due to linkage these genes they do not separate and they do inherit them to freely. The linkage is a headache for the plant breeders, because it does not allow them to freely bring all the desirable characters in one variety. So in one way it is very useful, because it maintains the good characters generation after generation. But if you want to bring all these good genes from different varieties together, then it will become very difficult if there is linkage between those genes. Then come to the another phenomenon, that is the crossing over. What is crossing over? So two definition I have chosen. Generally, crossing over you may come across while you studying cytology, that is cell division. The crossing over is the mutual exchange of segment of genes. So it is a exchange of genes between the non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosome, so as to produce new combination of genes. So due to this crossing over, that is the exchange of genes only, they produce recombinants. So another definition for crossing over is, it is the recombination of genes due to exchange of genetic material between two homologous chromosomes. So crossing over makes recombinations, and as you know, it occurs during the Pachytene substage in stage of prophase 1. Meiosis is having two divisions, meiosis 1 and 2, and the prophase 1 is having another 5 substages like liptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotin, diakinesis. You must have remember it. So during this Pachytene stage, this crossing over occurs. So what happens? First of all, we will discuss the entire process of crossing over. Here you see, in between homologous chromosomes, this crossing over takes place. These are the two homologous chromosomes, and here crossing over takes place. This except it is clear. And after exchange of the chromatids, the chromosome will look like this, and these two chromatids you call them as crossovers, and these two they do not take part in the crossing over, so they are called as non-crossovers. Clear? And then the example, first it was proposed by or given by Hutchinson in a plant experiment. He made a cross between the maize variety with colored and full grain, colored and full. These are two dominant character with a colorless and shrunken grain maize, both are recessive character. The F1 becomes all colored and full, and he made a test cross with this double recessive parent. And what he found, that colorful, colorless, shrunken, all these 4 types of combinations he found, but not in a ratio of 1:1:1:1, which is the test cross ratio of dihybrid cross, but the ratio is something different, that it becomes 27:1:1:27. That is, the 27 means both these two are the colored full and colorless, colorless shrunken. Colored full and colorless shrunken, both these are parental types, they come as 27:27. And other two new recombinants, new combinations, that is colored shrunken and colorless full, they only 1:1 proportion. So, so this shows that there is linkage, because these genes are linked, that is why more proportion are seen, but these new combinations are also found. If it would have been complete linkage, then the ratio would have been 1:1, but here 4 different proportions are come. In addition to parental types, which is more, the 2 new combinations are also there, and their percentage is 3.6% due to the crossing over. So, these 2 genes are linked in the same chromosome, but 3.6% of them show crossing over in between the 2 genes by exchanging segments. So, due to crossing over, this 3.6% of new combination or recombinants come. So, this is a comparison with the normal cross and this complete and recombinant types. Clear? So, Hutchinson reported crossing over in maize plant. And then the type of crossing over, it depends upon the how many points the cross is made. So, here you see different types like single, double and multiple. If a cross is made at 1 point, then it is single crossover. If at 2 points crossing over is there, then it is called double crossing over. Similarly, if it is more than 2 points crossing over takes place, then it is multiple crossing over. Very simple. Then we will discuss about the mechanism in detail, how crossing over takes place. It follows these 3 steps: synapsis, crossing over and terminalization. Synapsis means the pairing of chromosomes. They form a pair, that is known as bivalent, during the zygote stage, and in Pachydin stage, crossing over, that is the exchange of chromatids. These are the 2 chromatids, these are known as sister chromatids, they belong to 1 chromosome, and these 2 pink one also sister chromatids belong to 1 chromosome, and these are the non-sister chromatids. So, here exchange of segments of chromatids takes place between non-sister chromatids, always remember, not between sister chromatids the exchange do not takes place, only between non-sister chromatids. That is why I have shown it as 2 colors, one is blue and another is pink. So, in between these can take place the crossing over, that is the exchange of chromatid. So, along with chromatid exchange, you know, these chromatid or chromosome, they contain genes. So, along with their exchange, the genes are also exchanged. This is the exact phenomenon how these are exchanged, and at the completion of exchange, you find at certain points these chromosomes are attached, and these are the separation point. This point of attachment is known as the chiasma, and there is a tendency to go into the terminal position of this chiasma, and this is known as terminalization. When terminalization occurs, the chiasma goes to the terminal portion towards the end, and the 2 homologous chromosomes, they will separate. So, with that crossing over completes. So, what happens crossing over? In crossing over, first of all 2 homologous chromosomes, they make a pair known as bivalent, and then at this 4 standard stage, this crossing over takes place. 4 standard stage means 1 chromosome with 2 chromatids, another chromosome with 2 chromatids. This is called 4 standard stage or tetrad stage. At this stage, crossing over takes place, and after crossing over, the chromosome starts separating, just attached at some points known as chiasmata, and then chiasma are they go to terminal and they are known as terminalization. So, along with the exchange of chromatids or parts of the segments of chromosome, the genes are also exchanged between the homologous chromosomes. Clear? This is how crossing over happens. And what is the recombination or crossing over frequency? There is a formula, you remember this formula. The recombination frequency is the number of recombinants and total number of offspring by total number of offspring into 100. So, what number of recombinants are there and what are the total number of offsprings? That you have to divide it, then you multiply it is in 100 with 100. So, it comes as a percentage, and that is your recombination frequency. And another term is there for recombination frequency, that is called crossover value or COV. And this crossover value is very important to map the gene. There is a gene mapping. Gene mapping means you have to determine the position of different genes on a chromosome, that is called gene mapping. One example I have taken, if there are 3 genes, they are present the distance like between A and B it is 5 and B and 6 and A and C it is 11. Then this will be the position. P will be at the center and A here and C here. So, you can map the chromosome or genes on the chromosome, that is you can determine the position of different genes on a chromosome. And this distance they are measured in a particular unit, that is called map unit or Morgan unit according to Morgan. What is the significance of crossing over? Just like linkage we have discussed, crossing over also had significance, because due to crossing over what happens, new genes are introduced because due to exchange of genes. So, they produce new combinations of character or traits, and through crossing over segments of homologous chromosomes are interchanged, hence they provide origin of new characters or genetic variations they provide. They provide genetic variations among the species, and it plays a very important role in field of breeding, because plant breeders they always try to collect the good genes in one variety. So, due to this crossing over, by crossing over method, some improved varieties can also made of plants and animals. And the crossing over phenomenon, it proves that the genes are they lie on a linear fashion on the chromosomes. And this we have already discussed this point, that is frequency of crossing over is used in chromosome mapping. And this is the difference between linkage and crossing over. We have already discussed that both the phenomenon in detail. What is the difference? It comes in your exam very often. Linkage is the tendency of genes to remain together and inherit together. Similarly, crossing over is the exchange of genes between the chromosomes, and crossing over is there to break the linkage. Clear? And linkage produce only parental types or more in number parental types, but it produces recombinants. The strength of the linkage, it increases if the chromosomes are placed closely. The just opposite happens in case of crossing over, that is the frequency of crossing over between genes decreases if they are very much closely placed. If they are very much separate, if they place far apart, then crossing over will be more. And with increasing age is a factor for linkage, linkage increases, whereas crossing over just opposite happens, decreases with the increase in age. And linkage helps to maintain the new improved variety, because this variety means this character, these characters they remain, they always inherit together, that is why they maintain the character of the improved variety. Whereas crossing over is a source of variation, because it always there is exchange of genes, that is why introduction of new characters or new varieties. So, they are very much used in producing new varieties. So, now I think you are very much clear about these two phenomena of genetics, that is linkage and crossing over, and with this your heredity and variation chapter is completed.